Hey guys, welcome. I got a special thing for you today. I found this game on Postmark Games, and it's a print and play experience. And I've never had one of these before, but this one looked really cool, and it caught my attention because it presents itself as a roguelike dungeon crawler that's played entirely with a deck of cards, and really nothing else. Well, and the map and the game. It's called 52 Realms Adventure. 52 because of the deck of cards, and then Realms Adventure. And I got a pretty nice version of it now because I went to Kinko's and printed it and laminated it. You don't need to do that, of course. You can just print out a black and white version, which they have available, and play it that way. It's from Postmark Games, and it costs $5. And with that $5, originally, you got two maps, the Tomb of the Ever-Wandering Soul and the Eternal Midnight Forest, and you get four heroes: a barbarian, a seer, a druid, and a fell knight. Now, since I got this like last week, they've released another map and two more heroes, all in the same purchase. So I've already played this like 30 times and showed it to all my friends, and I'm making a video about it, which I don't normally do, other than war chest videos. So I love it, obviously, and I think it's super worth it for $5. Since I've got into this, they've increased the amount of content by 50%. So I think it's absolutely worth everybody's try. And I'm not a solo gamer. This is the first game I've ever played solo, and I love it. So I'm going to do sort of a review / playthrough. I'm going to teach you how to play it. I'm going to tell you why I like it. So we're going to play with the first map, the Tomb of the Ever-Wandering Soul. It's kind of the easiest map. And I'm going to play with the Barbarian class. So I've already shuffled the deck. I'm going to show you setup and kind of go through it. So first, you get two items. So I'm going to draw a card. It's a 10 of spades. I'm going to put it right there. That's where the spade item is. And a 6 of spades. Okay, sure. Put that there too. So I got two Cloaks of Deception. Or you can say the Cloak of Deception I have has two charges. Whatever thematically makes more sense for you. So this really utilizes a deck of cards to its full potential, and it really cares about suits and ranks and what's an ace and how they're used. But also it's a little confusing because in some cases only the suit matters, in some cases only the rank matters. It does take a few rounds to kind of get that in your head. But in the case of items, only the suit matters. The rank is irrelevant. So this 10 is not better than this 6. They are both a use of a Cloak of Deception, which says change one equip card to any value or any suit. So basically it makes an equipment into anything you want one time. I'll go through all of them just for thoroughness. The clubs are strength potions, which ready all of your equipment. We'll get to that in a second. The hearts are health potions, which discard wounds or negate the effects of curses. And the diamond is a lucky crystal, which there's a lot of random card draw in this game. If you don't like the result of a card draw, the lucky crystal will let you draw another card to replace it one time. So I have two Cloaks of Deception. So that's where the game is going to be different based on what you get. So that's really kind of cool. Now we're going to get equipment. In this case, the rank and the suit matter. And we're going to get 20 worth of equipment based on what the card's ranks are. So I'm at 9. Hit me again. Okay, a queen is worth 12. So it's 9, 10, and then jack is 11. Queen is 12, and king is 13. That is presented right here in case you forget. So queen is 12. So I'm at 21 with just two equipments. It's kind of unfortunate. You want sort of a lot of equipment. It makes the game easier. This is pretty tough. Now let's look at my special abilities. Every character's got special abilities and a different hit point pool. So I can take 25 wounds, or basically I have 25 hit points before I die. If I die, I lose the game. I have a special ability called Deadly Riposte, which says whenever you block an attack exactly by defending, deal 5 damage to the enemy and refresh one other equip card. So basically, I can use a card to block, and if I block exactly the damage they're doing, so 10 blocks 10, I do 5 damage back, and I ready an equipment card. So that's cool. And then I have this ability called Axe Fling, which says once per battle as an action, you may discard a readied spade equip card to deal double its rank. So I have no spade equipment, so I can't use this until I get one. That's unfortunate. And then Frenzy says, if you kill an enemy within 2 rounds, take its card as loot. Loot means as a reward, basically. So we'll get into combat and we'll use this more a little bit later. But for now, here's where I am. I'm this queue. I started here. And I want to go kill the boss. And I want to do that before the deck runs out of cards, or obviously before I die and run out of hit points. So let's see how we travel. There are 2 travel penalties in this game, in this map. One is a door with a number on it, which is kind of like a locked door. I think of it as a lockpicking, like a lockpick challenge, or if I'm a barbarian, maybe I gotta smash it with my weapons. And a skull is an enemy encounter. And the skulls have letters on them, A, B, or C. A means the weakest, C means the most difficult. And that really is just how many hit points they have. You'll see the boss has a C on his head. The boss is one of the most difficult. He's actually, on this map, the only C. So then you can also see ahead of what you're going to. So if I go up through this monster to the library, I can draw 3 and keep 1 as an item. But I had to fight a monster to get there. If I go through this door, then I go to the cloaked figure, where I draw a card, and then based on what I draw, I get the reward list. Or in this case, wound for a heart, which is not a reward. That's bad. So I get to pick what I want to do. In order to get through the door, I need to exhaust equipment that's equal to or greater than the number that it says. So in my case, I'd have to exhaust a 9 or a queen to get through the 4. That's kind of like overkilling it a bit too hard. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it makes me a little uncomfortable. What I want to look at is going to the flooded room. And here, if you exhaust a number of cards that equal these numbers, you get rewards. And this says any black cards. Well, I have 2 good black cards. If I exhaust both, I can get 19. That seems pretty good. Problem is, I have to use 1 to go through this door, and then I'll get something here. And then I have to use 1 to get through that door. And now both of them are already exhausted going into the flooded room, so I can't actually use it. So that's too bad. I think I will try it anyway, because I might get an item or another equip card that could help me out. So we're going to go through here. So we're going to use a 9 to unlock the door. And now we're at the cloaked figure, where we're going to draw a card to see what reward we get. A spade is an equipment card. So this gets equipped for me. So there it is. And now I have a spade for axe fling. So this is like an axe, you could say, for me. So now I can go through this door with my 7, and I can still use my queen, which is worth 12, to get this middle reward area. I like that. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go through the 5, and I'm going to unlock the door. And then I'm going to go to this room, and I'm going to use my queen to get a reward. A reward means, oh, beautiful, I can pick this to be an equipment, an item, or a loot. Loot is just score. This is a great equipment card because it's nice and high. That'll really set me up for success. Also, I get it untapped, so that's pretty cool. Here I can go fight this jailer, and then if I kill him, I get a reward, which is pretty awesome. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to the jailer. He's a level B enemy, so he's kind of tougher than the level A's. So here's how an enemy works. First, I draw 2 cards. 1, 2. Okay, the higher card is your enemy, and the lower card is your battle reward. So they go like that. Now, based on the suit of your enemy, there are 4 monsters you can fight. This is a diamond monster, which means it's a lizard. And then the 7 is how many hit points he has. Plus, he's a level B enemy, which means he gets 10 more hit points. So it's 5, 10, 15 for the 3 levels of enemies. This is the 10. So 7 plus 10 is 17, so he's got 17 life. I put the cube right there. So now my job is to get him down to 0. Now, first, the enemy is going to draw his attack card, his battle card. Okay, 3 of clubs. So now we just look at the table. Every enemy has 4 different attacks they do based on the suit. This is a lizard, and it's a club, so it just says attack X plus 5. So X is the card I drew, plus 5. So 3 plus 5, it's attacking for 8. So here's what I'm going to do. I can now I have a couple options in combat. I can use my ability like Axe Fling, although I can't use Axe Fling now because my only spade is already exhausted. So no good. I can block. So if I tap my jack here, which is an 11, I can fully block this attack of 8 and then not take any damage. I can attack. So instead of blocking, I do my damage, which is 11 damage, which would damage this monster from 7 to 6. Now, whenever you damage a monster on a level that has this little flag, you get that effect. Now, the red effects are bad. I don't want to take a wound. That's what that says. But this effect is good. It's untap one of your cards. So if I hit it with my Jack, I'll get it down to 6. That's pretty cool. Now, I'm counting because, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a Cloak of Deception to turn this into an 8. Now I'm going to use it to block. And now I'm blocking this exactly. So I'm using my ability Deadly Riposte. So I'm going to do 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which puts it on this spot so I can untap an item. So I'm going to actually untap the same one I tapped. And then because of Deadly Riposte, I did 5 damage. I also get to refresh another equip. So I'm going to refresh my Queen as well. So now I have both these open. This card gets discarded, and now he draws another attack. Okay, it's a diamond. This says, if not damaged, heal 2x hit points. So 2x would be 10. So that means if this round, if I don't damage the monster, he's going to heal 10. And he's at 12. So I am going to damage him because I have 12 to kill him. Now it's my turn first, so I'm going to kill him, and then he doesn't ever get a chance to go off here, so he's already dead. Now, I did kill this monster in 2 rounds, so my Frenzy goes off, which means I can take the monster card as loot. So that goes into my loot stash. And this I collect as a reward, which means it could be loot, it could be an item, or it could be equipment. A 4 is a pretty weak loot card. A 4 is also a pretty weak equipment card, but since items don't care, I'm going to take it as an item, as a health potion. Now I also get another reward from this jailer, so I'm going to draw another reward card. Oh, that's good. So this I could take as equipment because it's a great card, but I'm going to take it as loot because I want to have a high score to impress the viewers. Okay? Now I can go to the spring, which will fight through a monster and go to the spring, which will let me refresh all my equipment or heal one of my wounds. Or I can go up here where even cards only can be used to get a reward. I only have one even card, and it is a Queen. But I do have a Cloak of Deception. Problem is I need to get through the door, which means I need to use this, and then that is exhausted, and I go in once again with all exhausted cards, so I can't do it. I'm going to go fight the A monster. So, draw 2 cards. 1. Okay, both 8s. If they're tied, you go in the order of these. So, club is the highest. Spade is the second highest, so the spade will go here. In this case, it doesn't really matter, but that's just how you break ties. So it's a ghoul. Its first attack, oh yeah, let's do its hit points. It's a level A enemy, so it's just +5, so it's 8 + 5. It's 13 hit points. And it's doing a diamond attack, so it is this ghoul. Diamond attack is, if not damaged, heal X + 5. Well, this is a great opportunity. It's at full life now, so it can't heal. So I'm going to rest, and I'm going to activate all my equipments. Okay, and this gets discarded, and then it gets another card. Okay, Jack of Spades. It is a ghoul. Attack 7, can only defend with black cards. Okay, well, attack 7, and I have a black 7 to block with, so I can block exactly and do my Deadly Riposte and do my whole thing. Alternatively, which I think I'm going to do, I'm going to use my Axe Fling, which I'm going to destroy this 7 and throw it at him. It does double its rank and damage. So he's at 13. It's going to do 14. It's going to kill him. The reason I did that is because now I killed him in 2 rounds, because I rested round 1. This is the last round I have to act. So I killed him in 2 rounds, so I take this card as loot, and I take this card as my reward. I am going to take it as an equipment. I wonder, I'm kind of wasting the spring, but what am I going to do? I mean, I have no wounds. I don't need to untap anything. I'm really coming in here hot. Now I can go to the weakened wall and get some rewards there. Maybe I should do that. That sounds kind of good. Okay, so I'm going to go to the weakened wall. I'm going to exhaust my 11 here to get in. And now I can exhaust only even cards to get rewards. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to break my Cloak of Deception to turn this 9 into a 10. And then I'm going to use my 8 and my 10 to apply 18 power to this, which is higher than 13. So I get 2 rewards. Let's see what I get. A 3. Well, that's too bad. I'll take that as a lucky crystal. And then another reward. Ooh, a queen. Well, I think should I be greedy and go to loot? I think I'm gonna get loot here. I'm feeling saucy. All right, now I can only go up. Oh no, I can go here to Lizard's Lair, draw 3, 1 loot, 1 item, or go to the spring to regenerate all my equipment. Let's go up here. So we're gonna fight a level B monster. 7, 9. Okay. So this is level B, so it's got 19 hit points, 9 plus 10. And it is a lizard. And its first attack is block 5. If not damaged, attack 11. So it's important that I get an attack on him this round. I have a queen, which does 12, which should put him down to 7. Okay, well, let's do it. So we bust him down to 7. And he doesn't do anything because... Wait, did I read that wrong? He's a lizard and got a heart. Block 5. Sorry. Okay, block 5, and now I get an untap. So I'm going to untap my queen again so I can kill him. A heart this time. Lizard doing a heart. Again, block 5. If not damaged, attack X. You know what I'm going to do here? Because I can kill him with 12. And if he blocks 5, then I can't kill him anymore, and I want to. So I'm going to use a lucky crystal here to make him redraw this king into a different thing. Okay, a 7 of clubs, which is just attack. Okay, so now I'm going to use my queen to do exactly 12 damage, and I killed him again in 2 rounds. So I get this as loot, and I get this heart. You know what? I'm going to get it as loot too. And now I get to go to the spring where I refresh all my equipment. Feels good. I've taken 0 wounds so far, and I'm getting pretty close to the boss, so that's awesome. Now I can either go to the illusion, the strange illusion to get a reward, or go to the goblin horde and draw 3, 1 loot and 1 item. Let's just go to the goblin horde. We're doing so good killing these monsters in 2 rounds. All right, 2 cards. Okay, so it's a 6 and a 5. Okay, it's another lizard. Okay, a diamond. Lizard diamond, that is, if not damaged, heal. Okay, well, it's going to be damaged. It has 16 life. All right, so I have a variety of damage I can deal. Let's see what it does. So 10 is on the 6, so 10. So I could do 9 damage, put him on the 7. I could do 8 damage, put him on the 8. That's bad. I could do 11 damage and put him on the 5, or 12 damage and put him on the 4 with the repost. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and put him on the 4. And then, an ace of diamonds. That's a curse. Discard 1 item. Okay, well, I only have 1, so discard it. Okay, 4 of diamonds. Again, lizard diamond. If not damaged, heal. Okay, well, it's going to be damaged because it's going to be dead. Killed it. Killed it in 2 rounds, so I get this. And I'm actually going to take this as a strength potion because that's going to come in handy fighting the boss. Go into the goblin horde, draw 3 cards. Keep 1 as loot. Well, there we go. And keep 1 as an item. Let's take a lucky crystal here. Well, no, let's take this Cloak of Deception because that'll let me hit my targets really well. Okay, now we're going to go to the boss, the Warden. So the boss is a level C monster, so he's the biggest monster we can fight. He also has a special effect. At the start of each round, exhaust 1 equipment. So he's going to exhaust 1 of our equipment every round. That's why I wanted to have this, to keep us active. Okay. All right, so he's a 10. So he's got 25 life. Okay. So start of the round, he's going to exhaust 1 equipment. I'll pick the lowest one. Okay, so he is a white. And he's doing a club attack, which is just attack X. So he's going to do 13 damage, and that's it. I kind of want to block that. So what I'm going to do is use my Cloak of Deception to turn this into a king to block exactly, which is going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. 5 damage. Well, I guess that doesn't... I blocked. So this would be a parry, but since this is like block damage, it doesn't do anything. And then I get to activate one of my cards. I'll activate my queen. Unfortunately, at the start of the round, I exhaust one of my cards, so there it is. Now I'm going to use the Strength Potion to activate all of them and get fully prepared. And now it's his turn. Ace of Clubs. Discard 1 equipment. Oh, that's a rough one. I guess I'll discard my 8. That's too bad. Okay, that doesn't count as a draw, though. That just happens. Now I get this one, so it's a heart. Destroy X cards, where X is the number of wound cards you have. Well, joke's on this guy. I have no wound cards. I've never been wounded yet. I actually need to show you guys what that looks like, but I haven't been able to yet. Okay, so now I can damage him. So he's at 20, so I can do 12 damage. It puts him down to 8. That's a bad result for me, though. 11 puts him down here, which is fine, and then 9 puts him over here. Okay, well, I'll just do 11, put him right down here. Okay, his turn again. Now I exhaust an equipment at the start of my turn, or the round. Okay, attack 10, well, no big deal. I'm just going to go ahead and kill him. Done. I did not kill him in 2 rounds, so I don't get that card. I do get this as loot. So I won. So I won the game with no items left, but I got a fat grip of loot here. So you basically just add all this up, and that is like your score. So you can play against yourself trying to get the highest score that you can with the Barbarian, and you can get more and more. It depends on how you want to play for score. Once you get good at winning the dungeon, how far do you want to push it? Like I took a lot of things as equipment here that all could have been loot. You know, how do you want to push it? I do want to talk about how wounds work, because I didn't. In some cases, it says just add a wound. Like here, 1 wound. So you just take a card and put it there. So this is 10, basically 10 damage. Now I have 25 life. So this could have been a 2, which is very different than a 10, but that's kind of the blackjack luck of it. That's just what happens when it says add a wound. When a monster attacks you, here's how that works. Let's say there's a card that just says attack X plus 5. So, okay. Monster's got a 10. So he's at, well, I guess it's a bad example. Let's do a smaller number. Let's get this 5 out. Let's say the monster's doing this, and the effect here is attack X. Okay, so it's attacking for 5. Now, that doesn't just mean you take the 5 as damage. It doesn't. You only take damage sometimes. So what happens when you take damage, you draw another card. Not an ace. Now, if this card is equal to or less than the damage amount, then it goes into wounds. If it's bigger, it does not. So in the case of taking 5 damage, you know that you can never get wounded for more than 5. And you could very often get wounded for none, because most cards are bigger than 5. Now, if the enemy has a 10, now the most you can take is 10, and you're likely to take at least some damage. Like, most cards are lower than 10, so you're going to take some. It's actually a really cool mechanic where the bigger the hit, you're almost guaranteed to take some damage. But how much you take is always, like, the maximum is always under your control. So, like, if I'm at 18 and 25 is where I die, I can be really certain, like, okay, do I need to block here, or can I take it and be safe? And you can kind of push your luck that way. So that's how damage works. In this game, I actually never even got damaged. I was doing a good job doing deadly riposts on everything. So yeah, there it is. I hope that was fun to watch. It was definitely fun to play. It's fun and exciting to try the new characters and try the new maps and see how they combine. I'll show you the other map and kind of what's cool about it. The map of the Eternal Forest has a couple other dimensions to it, where now you can see these little flames. Here you have a torch you carry. So there's a torch card here. And then some doors you got to use equipment to get through. You got monsters to fight, but now you also have a torch that needs to be bright enough to get through. So this is a big torch, obviously, so you can get through the 5. But then these are asking for some pretty big torch numbers. And things will destroy your torches, and you got to have, more. You got to keep making more torches. You won't always have a queen here. You can have kind of a bad torch, so now you can't get through some of these clustered spots. And here the enemies, if their attack card is bigger than your torch value, they have a special hidden effect, which is like worse. So having a bigger torch against the enemies in this map is good. And they just released a third map, which I haven't even played yet, but it's called the Clockmaker's Tower or something, and it's all about like a maze with gears and cogs. Seems really fun. So yeah, I hope you liked that little walkthrough. I recommend you give this a try. There's going to be a link in the description. Postmark Games. It's a $5 purchase. Very, very fun and enjoyable game. I know you guys got decks of cards just rotting away that you wish you could use, and now you can use them for something fun. Give it a shot. Thanks for coming, and look out for more board game reviews for me.